the rest of my body. Am I just seeing things? I need to go get a drink. And it's crazy. It's 5 o'clock and it's still light outside. If any of my friends are watching this, this is probably why I was a couple of minutes late. My makeup looks awful. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm really hoping that the lighting is okay in this video because I'm using mostly natural light. I've got my curtains open. It's kind of a bit of a cloudy day today and I hope it doesn't get too much more cloudy because it's already like not the brightest outside, but it's not full beaming sunshine, which means that I can film with natural light. And the last time I did one of these videos, like a foundation testing video for the KVD foundation the other day, I used natural light for part of that video and a lot of people were like, we really like the natural light, which I do as well. However, in England, it can be quite hard to fully rely just on the daylight to light your videos because the weather is constantly changing. I have had to put like a little bit of artificial light over this side of the camera. Oh, hello, Pinky's just come to join. Hello. Every time I film, she gets interested in what I'm doing. I think because she can hear me talking to myself. And she's like, Mum, who are you talking to? By the way, if you want a bit of a Pinky update, I did one in my last video, which is me going to the drive-thru. But when I got home at the end of the video, I put in a bit of footage of this one. Where's she gone? She just jumped onto my lap. I wasn't expecting it and I bashed her in the face. Hello, beautiful girl. She has never done that before. Like, she's never jumped up onto my lap when I'm sitting on a chair. On the sofa, yeah, but she's never normally jumped up to sit on my lap. Okay, well, I guess I'll just continue the intro like this. So today, I'm going to be reviewing and doing a wear test of the Fenty Beauty Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint, which is the new launch from Fenty, obviously. This is pretty much a blurring tinted moisturiser. It launched the other day and when I saw this, I was like, that looks like a bit of me because I have been loving tinted moisturisers and a bit more light coverage over the past year during lockdown. I think because most of the time during lockdown, like I wasn't wearing full coverage makeup and, you know, if you're just popping out to go for a walk, sometimes I want to put a little bit of coverage on my face or a little bit of something to match my face with my neck and my fake tan, but I didn't want to put on anything too heavy, so I kind of fell in love with like tinted moisturisers and lighter coverage foundations and stuff during lockdown. So I'm very curious to try this. I'm just gonna put this makeup on and then I will take you for a walk. Down we go. So there's 25 shades of this. I did watch Rihanna's little demo video on this morning where she was saying that the 25 shades are flexible and if you have a match in the 50 shades of the regular foundation, you will have a match in this because each shade kind of covers 2 shades because it's not full coverage. So I guess we'll see what this is about and I'm going to be doing a wear test. I'm going to be checking in throughout the day. It's another Sunday. It's another foundation testing video and let's just get into it. I actually think maybe the natural daylight is a bit too bright on this side of my face. One sec, I'm just going to turn down the brightness on my camera. Hopefully that kind of evens it out a bit. I know that it's not like perfectly even on each side, but this is mostly natural light, so hopefully it's a bit more helpful to see how it looks realistically. So this is my skin close up. As you can see, like I have a little bit of redness still on my cheeks left over from my eczema. I've got a little mark here from where I was squeezing some blackheads yesterday. Good job. I have a couple like little scars on my cheeks and stuff, but my skin really is pretty good at the moment. Like it's pretty decent. I've got a little patch of like redness here, which is a little bit of eczema, but yeah, the rest of my skin is actually doing okay. Oh, and I do get quite a lot of redness around the sides of my nose, which is always kind of there, which is worse on this side for some reason. So this is a little overview of my skin before I've put anything on. The only thing I've done so far to my face, well, I've put on my SPF. I did actually use the Fenty one. And then I've also put a bit of soap in my eyebrows because after my drag video, I realised that I actually really do quite like the soap brow look. So I thought I would continue to do it. So in the UK, this product is £25 in Harvey Nichols. It's currently on sale on the Boots website for like £21.25. Oh, I just got that in my brows. I'm so used to just massaging everything into my eyebrows. So I'm just putting on some primer. So £25 for a tinted moisturiser is obviously on the more high-end scale, which is what Fenty is anyway. But I've got to say, pretty much everything that I've tried from Fenty so far has been really good. I really like them overall as a brand. I think Rihanna does a great job at developing products that people actually want. And yes, £25 is more expensive for a tinted moisturiser, but it's what to be expected of Fenty, I think. You do get 32ml, and I do really like the packaging. I think the packaging is really cool, and it's really small as well. So it says on the back, light to medium coverage for all skin tones, blends and blurs to instant perfection and light as air. It doesn't have any claims about the longevity of it, but because it is more of a tinted moisturiser, I'm gonna guess that it's not gonna last as well as like a thicker, fuller coverage foundation. I could be wrong, and And in Rihanna's little demo video, she actually just puts it on with her hands. So I think I'm going to do half my face with my hands and the other half of my face with a brush, just to see the comparison, because she said you can put it on, you know, with your regular tools. So I do like how it's a squeezy dropper. I'm using the shade 4, by the way, which I'm hoping is going to match the rest of my body. Okay, so I've just squeezed some out onto my hand, and let's just spread that about my face. She did also say you can use a beauty blender, but I personally find that with tinted moisturisers and stuff, sometimes a beauty blender can suck up a bit too much product. So first of all, let's go in on this side and use my hand to just blend this into my skin. I'm going to put some on my eyelids because they're quite veiny. One thing that I have noticed, I do have these drier patches around here, and it is picking up slightly on that dry patch. I'll show you close up in a sec, but I'm just going to blend out the other side and my forehead with a brush. But I mean, that went on very smoothly and very evenly with my fingers. Sometimes when you blend products with your fingers, it can go a little bit patchy, but that went on really nicely with my fingers. I do think that it's also gone on equally as nice with a brush. I probably will put a bit more coverage on my nose because I just had a tiny dot on there. Do these little baby hairs want to just piss off? So in terms of the shade, I think it is a little bit light compared to like the rest of my body. Am I just seeing things? Yeah, no, I do think it is a little bit light compared to my neck. I do actually just have instant tan on today. I do actually really like how it's looking on my skin right now. It looks very natural, and I would agree with the claims on the box with it saying that it's light as air. It does feel really light. I don't really feel like I've got anything on my skin. It just kind of feels like a moisturiser, and it almost does have that sort of soft matte blurring effect that you get with some primers. It's not a super glowy tinted moisturiser, which is quite rare because a lot of tinted moisturisers tend to have a bit more oiliness to them, a bit more of a glow, but this one is a little bit more semi-matte, I would say. It almost just looks like I've put a filter on my skin. I'm just going to put a tiny bit more on my nose to see if I can build up that coverage. I think this could be quite hard to pick up on camera. Can you kind of see this patch here just on my cheek? Oh, I really don't know if it's picking up. If I show you my eyelid as well. Right, I've just turned down the brightness a bit, so hopefully you can sort of see, but it's really, really not picking up on camera that well. Just like this sort of area, and also around my eyes. Basically, where my skin is a little bit drier, it has picked up on those dry patches a little bit. However, looking at my skin from even like this distance to my mirror, you can't see that it's picked up on my dry patches. It's only when I kind of tilt my head down. I really don't know if this is even going to come across. So I will just say right off the bat, if your skin is incredibly dry and you have a lot of like dry flaky patches on your face, you're probably not going to get on with this. I would say overall though, it looks really nice. It definitely looks very fresh. It has given me a light coverage. It's definitely kind of dulled down the redness around my nose and this little mark on my nose and the redness that I did have on my cheeks, but you can still see a little bit of it through, so it still kind of looks like my skin, but just with like an extra layer of a little bit of filter and smoothness over it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, do you think it looks nice? I think it looks pretty nice. I'm gonna keep it relatively natural today and probably use like cream bronzer and cream blush, which is what I normally do when I'm wearing tinted moisturiser type products. The thing is, my skin definitely goes through phases. Like sometimes I don't have these dry patches at all, but when I do, I just have to be a little bit more careful about like the products that I use on my face. But I think during a week where I'm not having any like trouble with dry patches on my skin, I would probably really love the look of this. And I still do really like how it looks. Like I would definitely wear it still. Just so like even with the concealer that I've just put on, the concealer actually makes the dryness look worse than this foundation-y stuff does. I could just wait until my skin is fine again, but I guess doing it this way makes it a bit more realistic for anyone else that has got the same sort of issues. So I'm just going to powder my under eyes with a bit of this L'Oreal powder, which I've really been liking recently, the Magic Loose Powder. It's very, very lightweight, so it works really nicely, like around your eyes. Let's just see how my cream products blend in with this, over the top of it, I guess. Perfectly fine. I think I actually need a bit more light on this side. It's getting quite dark. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, these tiny little short hairs around my hairline are the most annoying thing. You know what, because I'm not really doing much today, I'm just going for a walk and then coming home and chilling. I don't actually think I'm going to put on highlighter, and I don't think I'm going to put on mascara. I think I'm just going to leave it mostly base focused because this is what I do. If I just want to keep things very kind of quick and easy. Bit too much blush on this side of my face. Put some powder on the rest of my face. Just going to add a little bit of something to my eyebrows. And this is my natural face of the day done. The time is actually 1:30, so I will check back in a couple of hours later. I'm about to go off for a dog walk. So far so good though. I think my skin looks really nice and just smooth. Nice bit of coverage, nothing too heavy, feels very, very lightweight. Oh, what just happened to my voice? I need to go get a drink, so I'll catch you in a few hours time. Hello everyone, so I'm back from my walk. I have been out for about 2 hours and I was wearing a hat which I was a little bit worried was going to affect the foundation on my forehead, but it actually didn't, which is great, which is a plus, because sometimes, you know, when you take off your hat, it kind of takes off like a stripe of foundation from your head. Does anyone else get the same? I'm still using natural light with a tiny bit of artificial light coming from this direction again. It is definitely getting darker. However, at this time in the day, oh wait, I need to turn off my Bluetooth so it doesn't mess with the mic. Yeah, as I'm filming this, it is 5:05 in the evening. Yeah, it's actually still daylight outside because the clocks went forward last night, which means that we got an hours less sleep this morning, but it also means that the evenings are now going to be lighter. And it's crazy, it's 5 o'clock and it's still light outside. About 4.5 hours later, this is what my face is looking like. My skin is still looking pretty good. There's not masses of change, to be honest. I'm starting to get a little bit shiny just around the sides of my nose and just down my nose, and I guess a little bit on my forehead. It's looking a bit dewier than it was earlier. It's still looking really nice. Nothing really has changed. I guess like a little bit is kind of sunk into my smile lines, but because it is such a light coverage, you're not going to get much product build up in your smile lines. I would say the only places that aren't looking great are around my eyes. However, recently, like, I have been having this problem with every single foundation that I'm using. Like, for example, with the KVD one the other day, my eyes by the end of the day usually are looking still quite dry and like wrinkly and a bit of a mess. But that's just what I'm dealing with at the moment. I don't think it's the fault of the foundation. This is what I am looking like. Oh, I do have a bit of a line here, don't I? That's from my hat. But other than that, I think it's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the dryness there. There we go. You can kind of see it on my cheek here and like just underneath my eye. But yeah, I think overall my skin's looking pretty nice. So I'll check back in another few hours time. Hi guys, I'm back again. Shock. It is currently 26 minutes past 8 in the evening. I'm about to go play some Among Us with my friends. If any of my friends are watching this, this is probably why I was a couple of minutes late. I didn't put any lip product on. I've just had a roast dinner and could not be bothered to top up my lips. And obviously now at this point it is dark outside, so I'm using my artificial lighting, but I've kind of turned my lights, instead of having them directly on my face like this, I've sort of turned them away from me slightly so that it's not like as intense. And I think this looks a little bit better and like clearer and easier to see. Let me know. So at this point in the day, the foundation has been on for what, 8 hours? Wait, hang on, when did I put this on? 1:30? 7 hours, because it's 7:30. So 7 hours later, I definitely am starting to look oily as suspected. This is exactly what I thought would happen. It is starting to break up around my nose slash smile slash mouth sort of area. It's definitely breaking up a little bit. So I did mention in my previous foundation video, my KVD one, that some foundations I find tend to like break up and sort of separate and go a little bit patchy when they start to get oily, and this has definitely done that. I know it's not like a foundation, but you know what I mean. Forehead is still looking pretty smooth, and yeah, like I said, if I just come all the way close up, yeah, you can really see like the oiliness kind of here, and it is starting to look a little bit sort of curdled. Yeah, you can see it's starting to separate around my nose. In my smile lines, definitely. You can see that. Oh, there we go. There's a nice close-up shot. Like I said before, my eyes, like around my eyes, are looking quite dry, but that's kind of my eyes' fault and not really the products. My actual nose isn't looking too bad. I think a little bit is missing from the end of my nose where Pinky licked my nose, but yeah, it's mostly like the sides of my nose, the smile lines, and also around my mouth and my chin. Yeah, you can see on my chin it's starting to kind of almost like separate and go a little bit patchy, and like all around this area. So at this stage, after 7 hours, I can definitely say that this is not a product that, if you do have oily skin, it's not a product that's going to last you all day without touching up. But that being said, if it got to this point in the day, what I would probably do is just do this and then probably like tap around the sides of my nose, and then I usually kind of blend out the creases under my eyes. And already just from me doing that, kind of blotting with my finger, it does look a little bit better. I don't know, I don't think I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, Jesus, so if you need to take that makeup off. But because I'm 3 minutes late for playing Among Us with my friends, I'm gonna leave this here and I'll check back in before I go to bed. Bye! So I'm back once again for the final time. I'm actually quite glad that I stayed for this check-in because my makeup looks awful. So the time is 11:37 in the evening. So this has been on now for 10 hours. And I know it might not look it just now from this distance, but if I just zoom you in a bit, if I'm being totally honest, it looks pretty awful. The makeup has completely disappeared. Okay, so my mic started crackling, so I'm gonna have to do a little voiceover for this section. So the only place where it's actually stayed on my face is my forehead and on my chin, around my mouth, and random patches on my cheeks. It's sort of just disappeared and gone really patchy. Yeah, can you see how patchy this side of my face looks? It just looks really splotchy, and random bits of it had completely disappeared. I was so confused how the whole of my moustache area and my chin, it had just completely gone. I don't know if, like, when I was playing Among Us, if I was, like, resting my hands like this. I mean, I wasn't conscious that I was. I do have a bit of foundation on my sleeve, so maybe I was kind of sitting like this. Honestly, I don't know, but it has completely broken up and disappeared around my mouth and on random sections of my cheeks. And yeah, my face is looking oily all over, apart from these bits on my cheeks, which just now look especially dry. Like, if I come up closer, it's not looking good, is it? It's really not. This is the biggest mystery to me. I've never had a foundation that has, like, broken up this badly around my mouth to the point where it's kind of non-existent. I must have been resting on my face or something. I don't even know. But yeah, it's really not looking the best. Also, I know my background's different. I've got the plant in the wrong place and headphones. I was doing some tidying earlier, but I guess to conclude, this Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint was not meant to be long lasting, and it was not meant, especially not meant to last a long time on oily skin. I would still wear this again, but the big but is that I would touch up with powder about halfway through the day. I think it would have lasted a lot better if I'd have done that. And yeah, maybe I would try it next time with a more mattifying primer. The primer that I used today was, wait, where is it? It's like the Olay priming moisturizer duo, so it wasn't a particularly mattifying moisturizer. Maybe if I'd have used it with something like, I don't know, maybe the Milk Hydro Grip, something a bit more sticky, then maybe it would last a little bit longer. If I'm like going out for the afternoon or something and I'm only going to be wearing this for about 5 hours, then fine, perfect. I would say up to about the 8-hour point it was okay, but then anything past there, it kind of just slowly started to disintegrate and fall off my face. I need to go to bed. I am going to answer a question of the day. As always, if you guys have got any questions for me, anything at all, literally anything in the world, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day, because that makes it easier for me to find in the comments, and I might answer your question in my next video. Today's question comes from Kato Peters. How did James like his cold McDonald's? And then she said, no. What do you prefer more, vlog style videos or sit down planned videos, taking into consideration everything, planning, filming, editing, etc. Love you so much. Thank you so much. First of all, to answer your first question, how did James like his cold McDonald's? You know, I did actually message him and I was like, James, you do realise your McDonald's is going to be cold by the time you get home. You might want to put the oven on and I'll like reheat it for you. And he was like, no, I actually quite like it cold. Says who? Who likes a cold, soggy McDonald's? He was like, no, it's fine. I'll eat it cold. Is he okay? James, I think you're a psychopath, because that's not normal behaviour. And then for her real question, what do I prefer more, vlog style videos or sit down planned videos when taking everything into consideration? Vlog style videos are a lot easier to edit. Generally, a vlog style video is so much easier to film and edit. Like for example, my McDonald's one, because believe it or not, even just for sit down videos like this, actually setting everything up usually takes me at least half an hour, just so that I go around my room and switch on all my lights, because I've got a fairy light plug down here. I've got another fairy light plug down there, which I've just realised actually I didn't even turn on these fairy lights, because I've got 2 walls of fairy lights. That one's under my sofa, that one's down here. I have to plug in this little USB thing. I usually have to tidy what's on my desk, because there's usually stuff on it, and like put stuff back into drawers. I need to set up my microphone, set up my tripod, make sure my camera is the right sort of level. I have to like adjust my lights and either like turn them down a little bit or turn them up or like angle them differently. But yeah, it's usually a little bit different. And then I have to make sure that my camera is on the right setting for the lighting. And then also on top of that, when it's like a pre-planned video, like a makeup video or something, I then have to gather all of the products and everything, find the products that I want to use. I usually will like sit down and Google stuff before the video to make sure that I'm like, you know, I'm talking about the right thing when it comes to makeup products. Whereas with a vlog style video, one's on my vlog camera, there's usually no lighting because I just go with natural light. There's no microphone to plug in. There's no remote control to like focus myself, because it will just be autofocus. I'll just hit play on my vlog camera, set it up wherever, usually like balance it on top of a ketchup bottle or something. And vloggy more chilled videos, I don't know, they're just a lot easier. Whereas with makeup videos, as I'm sure you can imagine, pretty much every makeup video that I film, I have between an hour and a half to 2 hours of footage, and then have to cut that down into what my videos normally end up being like 25 minutes long. And so it's like a lot of footage to go through and just like watch the whole thing and then edit bits out and make sure that I'm leaving in the right bits and cutting out the right bits so that I'm not making any mistakes. So yes, it definitely is a lot easier to film vlog style videos. Do I prefer those? I mean, I guess it depends on what I'm vlogging about. It would be a lot easier if I was filming that kind of video all the time. And in a way, I guess I do prefer them because they're a lot more chilled and a lot more natural feeling. But then I don't really have a whole lot of stuff to vlog about. So, and I don't think my life is interesting enough to do a load of vlogs. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't really post that much on my vlog channel, because like my life is pretty boring, to be honest. And then the things that I do in my spare time, like with family and friends and stuff, I don't want to record that because I'd rather keep it private. So yeah, I don't know. In terms of like watching videos, I actually prefer watching vloggy style videos. So maybe I should post more vlogs. I don't know. Don't know what I'd vlog. And I really don't think it would be that interesting, to be honest. So I'm gonna go to bed. It is now 10 to midnight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If anybody is interested, I will leave this linked down below. If you have tried it, let me know, because I'd love to know what other people think of this, and like with other skin types and stuff if you tried it. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.